Hello and welcome to the PDL Season 3. This is going to be the draft analysis for our Season 3 team. So we were able to win Season 2, as well as Season 1 the very first time. So we are the two-peat champion of the PDL. So for this draft, since we've already won twice, I was thinking maybe we don't go so all out this time. We have 2 wins under our belt already, so maybe I was thinking just choose Pokemon that I like to use and see the best I can do with them. I want to use new Pokemon that I haven't used ever before. Just things that I think would work, things that I think would be cool. So that's basically what I decided. In this team you can see there are a decent amount of holes for certain specific things. But I really just kind of drafted Pokemon that I wanted to use, that I thought were cool. So we were picked number 4 overall in the draft, and yeah. So our first pick was So our first pick is Palafin, and this was actually a trade after we traded Iron Valiant and one other Pokemon for this Palafin. And I really want to use Palafin. I just really wanted to use it. It's one of, if not my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. I think he's a really cool mon, and what he can do, especially with that insane attack stat and Jet Punch, is very cool. But he can be very versatile with other stuff as well. Obviously, Choice Band, Bulk Up. It's got like Taunt to stop status on it. It can run special as well if that's something I want to consider running for a week. But yeah, I really like Palafin. I really wanted to use it, and I think its design is very cool. Our second round pick overall is Deoxys Speed. So I'm surprised this was able to get back to me on the way back in the second round, since it's a snake draft. I didn't really expect this to come back to me. One of the drafts I was deciding on, like what draft plans I was deciding. I was gonna choose Deoxys Speed round 1 actually, because I really wanted to use Deoxys Speed, but no one chose it, and it was able to come back to me the second round, which is great because I get to use my two Pokemon that I was deciding to choose, pick one. So that's very good to use. Deoxys Speed obviously insanely fast, second fastest mon in the game besides Regieleki, which wasn't drafted. So fastest mon in the draft. Yeah, and this mon's kind of crazy. It can obviously lead, rock, spikes, taunt. It can be obviously 90 base attacks, but with the crazy coverage it has and the speed, it's very good at revenging. It's very good with coverage. It's very good with just like not knowing exactly what the Deoxys is going to do. It can, since it has such a high speed tier, you can basically run not a lot of speed into most matchups and put almost everything into attack and bulk. So it makes it like surprisingly bulky. Not bulky, but surprisingly bulky. So yep, that's our second round pick. For our third round pick is Necrozma. And we are doubling up on Psychics, which maybe isn't the best, but again, I really wanted to use Necrozma. I've seen other people use it in different leagues, and it's just something I've been really wanting to use. I love the design of Necrozma. I think it's really cool. I think it's very bulky. Like base defenses are very nice, and it gets big coverage, a wide coverage move pool as well. It can go physical, it can go special, with Photon Geyser being an insane move, being at physical or special, depending on which attack stat's higher. It has Dragon Dance, has Calm Mind, has Recovery and Moonlight. Has moves like Meteor Beam to boost while attacking. And yeah, again, it's like knockoff ice. No, it doesn't have ice. Like knockoff stuff like that. Just good move pool. It's slow, but it's very bulky, so we can take advantage of that to set up or run choice item, possibly. I don't know. And our fourth round pick is going to be Hawlucha. Again, this is another one I really wanted to use. I've seen other people use it, and this Hawlucha will be very fun because I think, okay, when people think of Halalucha, it's usually just the unburdened sword stance sweeper, just offense, offense, offense. But since I'm recording this after our week 1 matchup, actually, I've that Halalucha set is very different from what people would normally think. So I think Halalucha is very versatile. Obviously, it can be the offensive, like wider CC user, terrain seed user, which you might see later. And then like it can run defensive as well with certain matchups. Since it gets Roost, it gets Defog. This is one of our hazard removal options. Disruption and like Taunt Encore and stuff like that. So yeah, this is our ground immunity, ground immunity, and then our fighting type, which we didn't actually have a fighting type last season, so we get a fighting type now. So our 5th round pick is Donphan. Again, we had this in the beginning of season 2, but we dropped it because I didn't think it, or I dropped it because I didn't think it was putting like that well, putting in that much work for our team. But I think I'll be able to use it a lot better this season. I got to know the game more. I think I can use Donphan better. Obviously, Donphan is our ground type with the electric immunity. It's our spinner. It's our rocker. It's a good attack stat, so it's not a bad attacker as well. Has ice priority and ice shard as well too. Obviously, I mean, it's one of the best spinners. This is why I picked it up. So we got our 2 hazard removal in defog and rapid spin. And then our 6th round pick is a Lowland Muck. We got Donphan as our physically defensive Pokemon. And then we have a Lowland Muck as our specially defensive Pokemon. Whoops. Little peek. So I like Lowland Muck because it's our dark type for our team. It's our psychic immunity. It's our grounded poison type, so we don't have to worry about T-spikes. And it gets knockoff. With Poison Touch, you can remove items and spread poisons, which is very nice. This was just like a utility Pokemon. I needed a Dark type and I needed a Poison type, and this is a Lowland Muck. It's a great Assault Vest user as well, with 4 attacks, AV, spreading poisons, being very specially defensive. It's very useful for that. As you saw, our 7th round pick is Rotom-Mow. So again, this was another Pokemon I really wanted to use, was Rotom-Mow. I don't know why. I just think he looks funny. I like the little cart he's got behind him, obviously because he's a lawnmower. But this is another ground immunity. This is our it's also a great electric resist as well because it's quad resist. But this gives us Will-O-Wisp, this gives us Thunder Wave, this gives us Momentum and Volt Switch. And then just good moves in Leaf Storm, Thunderbolt, Discharge, stuff like that. So yeah, this can't Terra, but I think it's going to be just a good utility mod overall. It has screens as well, because it's a Rotom. Yeah. As for an 8th round pick, is Indeedee. This is Indeedee male, and this is actually one of our Terra captains with Terra Psychic, Fire, and Fairy. So this pairs incredibly well with Halalucha, equipping Halalucha with the Psychic Seed, and then which gives it the Unburden obviously, and then Sword Stance, and then do stuff from there, just terrain stuff. Indeedee gets Expanding Force, so Terra Psychic Expanding Force with like a Life Orb, a Choice Specs, or like a Twisted Spoon. Can go very crazy in a good matchup. It just is a nuke. And then we have Terra Fire on it for the Steel types, which resist. And then this is also just extra coverage for our team. And then Terra Fairy for good defensive. And then obviously Fairy is a great overall Terra to Terra into if you're Psychic type especially. So that's our Indeedee. For our 9th pick, we have Zangoose. At this point, we're running low on points. So we spend a decent amount at the beginning, but I did really want to use Zangoose. I don't know. There's no specific reason. It's just toxic boost. Zangoose is actually not that bad. Obviously, the stats aren't great. Its attack stat's like 115, and its speed is like 80 or something. It's not good at all. But if I can get a toxic boost, like getting a Sword Stance up, these facades hit insanely hard. So This is also another Terra Captain with Terra Normal, Ghost, and Fairy. Again, normal to boost up our incredibly strong facades and normal moves. Ghost to give us an immunity to fighting, which is our only weakness, and maybe get up a turn-up setup. And Ghost is also just extra coverage for other ghosts. Yeah, and then Fairy, again, just for overall stab type, or overall good typing is Fairy. So then our last Pokemon, our 10th round pick, is 3-point Spidops. So we originally had Furret and Cutiefly, and then I decided to just combine, not really combine, I traded them in for Spidops, because I don't think those two really did anything. And this is also one of our Terra Captains with Bug, Dark, and Water. Spidops is a great hazard setter, obviously Sticky Webs, which works well with our low speed Zangoose, low speed Indeedee, and low speed Necrozma, which I think can go really well. And then also has Spikes and T-Spikes. So this is a great hazard setter. We have all the hazards. We have Rocks, we have Spikes, we have T-Spikes, we have Sticky Web. So yeah, that's very useful for Spidops. It gets... what I really want to use is Spidops. I'm going to bring it once this season. I want to use Choice Band Terra Bug First Impression with Stakeout, and then just nuke something. Obviously it's not strong. It has like, what, 60 base attack? Something like 80 maybe? No. But anyways, I just think that's such a funny thing that could happen. I really want to use that. But if Spidops does come, it's probably just going to be Suicide Lead, Sticky Webs, Toxic Spikes, Memento, gets knock off, stuff like that, just for disruption. So anyways, that is our Season 3 draft. Yep, so our Week 1 matchup will be up like right after this, because it's already been played. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that.